Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, we're gonna do a baseline spine of fire reading. So the chakra levels, I need to get a pure tone of what's going on in the collective right now. I'm actually starting to see a little bit of frustration in the comments below. I think it has to do with the eclipses and the uncertainty and the reality check and all the stuff that's happening right now. Don't believe the hype of Mercury retrograde. Don't get ego aligned with things that tell you suffering stories. Don't be doing that. Keep your energy high. You don't need to do much right now other than just surf the awarenesses. Pay attention to what you're getting, what you're seeing, but not if it causes you suffering. Really take note of the things that do cause you suffering, but don't buy into them. Don't believe the hype of those. Don't get invested in that. Don't make major life changes based on the insensitive things that you might be describing to yourself right now. This is a time to really be honoring self-love, being deeply sensitive to what is there, and setting your intentions to see solutions. And just know things are going to be getting better again. But right now there's a pretty intense bottleneck of energy. So yeah, go easy on yourselves, everyone. Thank you, Divine Creator, for showing us what is happening in the material realm, what's going on energetically, what is the emotional manifestation happening for the beautiful collective that joins me here. What are the masculines needing to know about what we're going to see in the central column here, and what are the feminines needing to know about what we're going to see? So advice for each. All right. Crown chakra. Okay, Ace of Swords, truth. So there are some clarifying truths coming in for the connections, higher guidance. Energetically, what are we getting? Sophistication, ingenuity, originality, and elegance. So yeah, there's no other counterpart like your counterpart. This is going to be illuminated. You can't just go and find your counterpart just anywhere. No matter what the differences are, the benefits, the love, the connection is worth far more than any of those insignificant, fear-based, world-based, material realm-based concerns. Or I heard idiosyncrasies. So things that don't seem like they would naturally produce harmonious love in the cookie cutter templates. Whatever about those. You're not going to find this incredible, quirky, elegant, sophisticated, original match anywhere else. Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. So yeah, these spontaneous epiphanies and truths do sometimes come in ironic humor. Yeah. Have you ever stopped to wonder why that person that you're so intrigued with, that is part of this reading, why they are in that particular person? Like the odds of that being a thing, it's quite humorous. I think everybody better stop resisting it and just really embrace the truth of it. I kept kind of being distracted by the fact that this hand looks like it might get cut by grabbing onto the sword. So there might be, this inconvenient truth might threaten to hurt you. You might be afraid of being hurt by grabbing the truth of this, that this marvelous person has shown up as that particular individual. But if you grab onto that truth, it's not going to hurt you. It's actually going to help you grow, is what I'm hearing. So how are the masculines meant to look at this? Strategy. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it to yourself. I get the sense that the masculines are acknowledging this. They just maybe haven't told other people. You know how when people ask, like, tell me the truth, and then someone crosses their fingers behind their back? That's kind of what I'm getting here about the masculines. When people are asking about you, viewer, or, you know, take it how it resonates. Ugh. Mercury retrograde. This reading's actually feeling a little bit cumbersome, but I'm going to swim through the energy anyways. But yeah, masculines have got their fingers crossed behind the back. Oh yeah, I'm not really that into that person. Yeah, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Them? What? That's how the masculines are kind of handling this truth at this time. But they know. They're kind of just being funny. It's like, it's so obvious to them that, you know, if anybody is catching wind and the masculines are trying to downplay it, it's kind of like it's futile. They're obviously crossing their fingers behind their back. Feminines. Okay, temperance. So the feminines are experiencing this transit through the eclipses with more seriousness than the masculines right now. The masculines are kind of all the world's a stage energy here, and the masculines seem to be trying on different personas, different ways of approaching. They're really in a theatrical or absurd kind of motion where they're breaking free of the way the world interprets things or people pleasing and all of that, to the degree that everything is sort of novel and laughable. They can't even take themselves seriously right now. But feminines, it's like you're shouldering this burden of seriousness right now. And there is a reminder to not let this journey get you into that kind of funk. Don't be so hyper vigilant that the sword could cut you. Really, you know, look at the honor that a journey like this bestows by being this sophisticated, elegant, nuanced kind of a thing. Not everybody's going to understand it, but you don't have to make it sort of a heaviness. You can catch yourself where that's being more burdensome than lighthearted, and kind of bring it back to the ironic truths. Observe where you make it serious, where you don't allow it to be more effervescent. What can we see for the third eye? Page of Cups, offering love, surrendering, embracing. There's a little bit of bravery in this card, but non-attached bravery. It's kind of like business as usual, but intuitively. I'm getting that some of the ironic things in this journey aren't being taken so seriously anymore. There's a love anyways kind of mentality here. It's like not really being fazed by the ups and downs or the things that don't really matter that we used to think had such clout. There is just an acknowledgement that none of those things have really ended the connection, that there have been multiple cycles and repeat patterns, but that it's phasing us less and less. Those things are growing tiresome at this point in the journey, and is like, let's just focus on the love that we've all been trying to share with each other all along, instead of believing the hype of the fear. What is the energetic card? Artistry, expression, community, celebration. So right now, being in community, Today in particular might be a day to be social, to connect, to let the love support you and not be in waiting energy. Just live your life. Have some connection with people. Don't take yourself too seriously. This little image here, it's not a googly eye, but I actually just thought it was a googly eye, so that's kind of funny. What can we see for the emotion? Death. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. Yeah, exactly. Not believing the hype, just staying the course, focusing on the love, not looking at the things that seem to be closing out or patterns that aren't as authentic as it could be. How are the masculines experiencing this? Energetically, they're learning to attune to the frequency of the connection rather than what's happening on the surface. So misunderstandings are being given the benefit of the doubt. The reality of the scenario, the commitment, the connection that's here is being acknowledged on a deep level beyond what looks like is happening in the physical. Masculines are trusting the connection more. There's a more long-term aspect. What are the feminines? The star. So feminines are really seeing how this is bringing you into who you really are, who you were destined to be in community as a strong, balanced, stable creature that isn't phased easily, that's stronger than you ever were, but not hardened. Strong meaning you're not going to give your power away or be rocked by things that are not actually truth-based. You're starting to see yourself being forged, tempered, unbothered. What can we see on the throat chakra? Oh, we got two. Transformation, Queen of Swords. This queen is putting her sword away. So that can be communication. So feminines, you may have in the past, during these periods of turmoil, you might have been verbal diarrhea. You might have been like reaching out, messaging a lot. Isn't it ironic that Mercury retrograde and these eclipses are pummeling humanity right now? And feminines, you're like, nothing to say here. Just gonna go with the transformation. I'm at peace in that way that you're not having to reach outside of yourself. You've come into a balance where it's really honoring just to let everybody go through what they're going through and to manage yourself and your own energy. Yeah, and the masculines are getting this opportunity to see you good on your own, feminines. Nothing to prove, and not so trigger happy with commentary. I just heard. What is the energetic card for that? Cosmic Calibrator, Universal Attunement, Repatterning, and Guidance. I just saw some cosmic play where stars are like yelling out to other stars, "You're not dramatic enough with that solar flare. I can't see that hydrogen gas over here." Like there's something about just letting the chaotic nature of the universe and the harmony play out and witnessing it for what it is with non-attachment, knowing that there are whole galaxies being created, and then there are also these, you could imagine being weightless in space and just in that silence and it just moving along. Like I'm seeing like Star Wars now and Star Trek stuff, like just moving along and everything's silent and peaceful. There's this kind of a cosmic acceptance of the everything right now, and not needing to speak out the obvious or be in developmental stages where it has to be a running commentary. What is the emotion here? Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. So more action, less talk. How are the masculines experiencing this? Princess of Pentacles, they're going to start offering little things more genuinely. There's a new dawn here. And so masculines are poised and ready to do things that are warranted in the moment. Delightful surprises coming in. There's going to be some really nice, relevant things that the masculines are going to bring forward that can be received in their entirety. It's like the masculines now know that what they have to offer is valuable, is valued by the feminine. The feminine's not so much self-absorbed anymore in confusion or heartache or unworthiness, and the masculine can now start bringing the feminine some real gifts. What are the feminines experiencing? The Lovers. So you're getting your love battery charged from places other than the conditioned story, you know, wanting the masculine to prove their love and jump through hoops and all of that karmic stuff. You're feeling the love from all over the place. You're embodying the love. So you're not looking for it so much outside of yourself, feminines. What can we see for the heart space? The Devil in the inverse. So illusions are being overturned. What is the energy? Yeah, right on, Adam. Autonomy, self-fulfillment, non-reaction. So not hooking into the triggers, not being captivated by those devil energies and hooked into it. You're not so reactive, everybody. So there's more of a clear-sighted, aware, sensitive energy coming in that comes from just reading our own energy and feeling into what's authentically there, not reacting, but sinking into that truth. What is the emotion connected? Judgment. I understand that everyone has their unique path and challenges. So non-reaction to others, not making others' expression about us, taking it personally, twisting it, being triggered. How are the masculines dealing with this? Prince of Cups, they're looking at this empty cup here. They're looking at what they have been given, what they have to offer. They're realizing where they've been shut down and not being emotionally available. Cups are emotions. Where they've hesitated, they're rethinking it. They're understanding that you haven't meant anything ill by what you've said to them, feminines. How are the feminines looking at this? Queen of Wands. Oh, feminines, you're loving yourself enough to know that your conscience is clean. There's a guilt-free energy here. And understanding you have nothing to prove to your masculine. Everybody's going through their own things right now, and everyone has their unique challenges. You're really stepping into your empowerment for your life and taking care of business and not being in a lower vibrational victim or blame energy. This is an embodied energy where you're flowing with whatever you're dealing with right now. You're holding your own. You're fulfilling your own path at this time, feminines. Masculines are kind of also feeling like they want to offer something. They want to find some contribution, a genuine contribution, an ascended contribution. I heard not just for sex, not just sex, not just their bodies. They want to offer emotion. There's a beautiful look on this horse's face. It's almost like a humble, graceful awareness here, like the horse is in reverence that the masculine has just had an epiphany that they could offer their love. And I believe that's because everybody's coming into wholeness so that it will be received for what it is. What is the solar plexus chakra, the star. So there is an immediate upgrade, an immediate super boost of, in the solar plexus, it feels like sitting well with our souls. It feels like stability and security. There's a feeling of immediate security right now. What is this about? Linear sequencing, hierarchy, time, and logic. So right now, if the counterparts take an objective view of what has happened so far, there has been so much growth and so much, I'm hearing the word integrity, but integration of security, peace, confirmation of worthiness, embodiment, wholeness. Like a void has been filled. What is the emotion connected here? Love. I commit to the practice of seeing good in all things. So there's been more of a consistent discipline of showing up with that love-based interpretation that's truly empowering and honoring and doesn't leave us feeling a lack, a void, a deficiency, a guilt, a shame, a stomach turning yuck or angst, because we're conducting ourselves in ways that feel better, and we're interpreting things with the eyes of love and understanding rather than judgment. What can we see for the masculines here? Doing the inner work. I heard par excellence. So there is like a heart, a craftsman, a intention being put into what the masculines are creating right now. It's becoming more than just material. There is care, artistry, an attention to detail. There's a higher aesthetic. There's more importance being placed on their word, their energy, their investment, their time. They mean it more. They see themselves as more valued. You see yourself as more capable masculines. What can we see for the feminines? Oh, the Eight of Pentacles, yin yang. It's in the inverse. So there's an inner growth that the feminines and the masculines are putting their inner into their outer more. Feminines, you're bringing this inner recognition. You're receiving more. It's hand in hand here. So the counterparts have had to get to this place of value where the masculines can bring more intention to what they offer, and the feminines can receive more deeply what they're given. I heard the receptacle. The feminine is the receptacle. What is the sacral chakra up to? King of Wands in the inverse. That's my monogamous, highly sexually effective king. In the inverse like this, there is more of a sacred aspect being attributed to the sexual act, to the embodiment of the desire to come together in sacred union, sacred sexual union. So on the sacral chakra, there is a deepening of an understanding about what the sensual connection, the sexual connection can offer. Reflected light, spiritualization of matter, etheric reflector. So seeing the light in each other, touching the divinity in each other, knowing it's more than just this insatiable, bigger, better, harder, faster kind of energy. Masculines in particular are realizing that there is more emotion that can be connected. Feminines are realizing they're deserving of more of that, ready for more of that. What is the emotion here? Acceptance. I am learning to accept the things I cannot change. In the inverse, I'm getting the sense that in the past, the counterparts thought that this sexual impasse was unchangeable, but now there is a way being seen forward where the spiritualization of sexual connection is coming in. Ooh. There's a book that an audio book that I'm reading right now. I wish I could remember the name. Playing with Fire. Something about sacred. I want to pause this and go. I'm going to tag it in the comments below. I'm going to put it in the comments below. It's a husband and wife duo that's talking about sacred sexuality. It's really hot. And that's not a by chance that we're getting the spiritualization of matter at the sacral chakra. This is the tantric, the ecstatic, the sacred union. Okay, for the masculines, what's going on the sacral? Okay, their eyes are being open, the judgment day energy. So this can be, you know, coming into the eclipse, that embrace, the masculine embracing the moon in that consummation. So masculines, between now and the 8th of April, it looks like you're going to be witnessing things that you hadn't seen before about how tasty, I just heard, the act of sensual, sexual connection is going to become when you bring in your heart and soul and you allow that aspect of yourself to be included with your sexual connection, as you see that path opening for you, as you see your feminine softening to that. What about for the feminines? 2 of Cups, nothing but love, nothing but love, nothing but net. So yeah, feminines are wide open here, soft and beckoning for you. There's no animosity, there's no spite, masculines. Your feminine are soft and juicy and open and ready and willing, and they love you so much, and they're accepting that no matter what you say, no matter what resistance is in them or in you, this is love. They are really looking at that. No matter which way y'all try to say, maybe it's not. When you soften your heart, any moment that you come back to that, heck yeah, it is. It is. It is. What can we see on the root chakra? Ace of Wands. Are you... This is so fun. This is the most phallic card in the deck. Like, stick that in your root chakra. So yeah, there is a very sensual energy beginning to brew with the eclipse here, with the eclipse energy coming in. Now, I'm not saying that every couple is going to copulate on the eclipse, but it's opening up another layer of that sacred intimacy that's allowing for the masculine and feminine to meet on a new layer of union, a new truthful recognition, acceptance of the connection. This has to do with setting a sexual tone, a safety with sexuality and intimacy here. Physical, sexual intimacy. Communion, contemplation, higher mind. 69. Right there. I wasn't just thinking about it. So yeah, temple of meditation. So this is talking about the sexual act grounding in the physical here, because the energies are truly balancing out here. So there are no agendas, manipulation, games, no confusion, misunderstandings. There's a knowing and a trust that's been developing in these connections that's allowing for this to ground in the physical. It's coming out of the energetic safekeeping and coming into the physical. Forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Do you want to lean away from it and can perpetuate the yuck, or do you want to find what it is in you that's blocking that realize it to yourself and lean into your love. What is the masculine? Oh, King of Swords. They're coming to some mighty truths. Okay, yeah, masculines are seeing things in a different way right now. That forgiveness. Swords are reflective, right? And so whenever we proclaim a truth, yes, we're seeing one side of it out there, but it's also reflecting back to us, beauty being in the eye of the beholder, or our truth emanating from us. This is why we should not take anything personally, because whoever is expressing that truth is something they're capable of seeing. That's going on in them. And so they are talking about what they are able to discern. It says so much about that person. Sometimes it says something about the external thing, but it really does show who that person is at this time. So masculines are really seeing truth here, which means masculines, you've been of this energy. You are of this energy. This has been becoming more and more real to you as you become more and more real to you. Stick that in your root chakra. What can we say for the feminines? Oh, manifesting reunion. This is that soulmate level. You know, when you're in the cringe, when you have gone through experiences that have left you feeling like, oh, all hope is lost, it's never going to come back around. This is saying that forgiveness, meditation, contemplation, inspiration, saying yes, allowing, grounding the safety is all magnetizing reunion in your scenario. Okay, I'm looking for those. Let's do a card. What can we see for the masculines? Freedom. The energy of freedom supports our sense of limitless possibility and potential, boundless expression, and bold exploration. Can you imagine being unguarded sexually and just completely going into exploration with your counterpart because there's no resistance? Do you know how ecstatic that's going to be, masculines, that you finally found somebody whose love is big enough to receive everything that you are? Oh, even your emotions, all of them, masculines. Yeah, it's in the logical bucket here because it's a theory. How do we test a theory? We do it in real life. So yeah, masculines, get ready to be in the freedom. What you bring to the table, you receive. And your feminine is a reflection of your becoming. What can we see for the feminines? Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to the Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. Okay, our present is the operative phrase there. So what I'm getting for the feminines is that we have become this map of the cosmos. Our bodies, our souls, our inner verse is a map, an Akashic hall of records. It's all in us, feminines. And anything that you are wondering about externally, it's in you. It's there for you to feel into. You don't have to guess about anything outside of yourself when you are your own librarian, your own Akashic record keeper. You can go in and accurately understand anything that seems to be out there because it's all in you. And I want to say the love that you desire with your masculine in all things, it's all in you. Find it within yourself. Okay, many blessings. Ooh, I'm getting one more message. That message about the masculines having the freedom. Feminines, when you realize you are the everything, then you can open to your masculine and let them in to explore everything that you are. Yes, please. Bye for now.